Hey guys, I just wanted to show you my strong hand welding pro table from Trick Tools. It's a great little table. Has this grid pattern built into it. Perfect squares, perfectly aligned. So if I put a stopper here and a stopper back there, put a piece of metal in here, it's going to be perfectly straight. Do the same thing over here, stopper, stopper, put another piece of metal there. I'm going to have a perfect 90-degree angle in like 2 seconds. So that's really cool and kind of hard to do, as anybody out there that assembles things knows. What I'm using it for today is just mocking up this beach wheelchair, my Hammerhead beach wheelchair that I make. And so what I'm using right now is I'm using these little tiny magnetic spacers. The only reason I use these is because I like to elevate stuff off of the work surface of the table. Because when you're welding, the time that it takes to drop to go from here to here cools down a whole bunch. So a lot of times it'll just bounce off the table. Sometimes it'll stick to the table and you just got to take a little like screwdriver and kind of tap it off. So that's what I'm using these for. These little clamps are awesome. They're like little vice clamps, and you can operate in one hand. You just drop them in whatever hole you want, move them to where you want, and snap them down. The the back part here is, instead of like what you're probably used to seeing, you can just wind it kind of like a little tiny car window, I guess you could say. Let's see what I got here. I'm using these two little stops right here to make sure this is perfectly straight, and then this is another little clamp thing that they sell for taller. I'm not a big fan of these so much as I am of these. I really like these a whole lot better, but if you got to get far off the table to get a hold of something, these will definitely work. So that keeps it straight. So now I'm perfectly straight here, so I can come straight into my notches here, and do my mock-up. Walking around the back here to space this off, because this isn't welded in yet. I got my notch here, but I haven't welded up anything yet. So I'm just mocking, of course. And in order to get that to the right height, so this is level, I use two of these little L90s, put them together with one of these little guys, which is what slides in and holds these little things secure to the table. Then you can also do things like what I'm doing here. I could also, of course, use a different one if I wanted to. I'm using a little magnetic spacer here because they weren't quite tall enough. But screwing around you can get it. So I got it pretty level. It's not 100% level, but it's definitely close enough. And once everything is level, then you can start making your tack welds and getting everything straight as it can be. Let's see what else. As far as that's about it for the table, really. They've got these little V pads, these are actually made for tube, but I find the magnetic ones a little bit easier to mess with because you can slide them around a little bit, and then use your stops to make it, straight. They sell all kinds of cool stuff. I bought all kinds of cool little tools from them. These are also some different kinds of more spacers that you can stick in different, like if you want to get a little higher off the table, you can add them to that. But that's about it. It's a great table. If you guys build anything at all, and I used to just have to lay stuff on the concrete and use a 90-degree framing square to try to get things 90'd, and I would use jacks to jack up stuff to try to get things level. And it would just take me all day to set up a frame, or, to set something up where I could start to work on it. On this thing, I can just drop a couple of stops in, get everything where I want, clamp it down, and within a couple of minutes be ready to start welding. So anyway, just wanted to show you that. It's a great table, definitely worth the money. It's perfectly straight. Oh, these casters are really cool too, because you have to have this thing on casters. It's 400 pounds. So you're not moving this thing, but with these casters, it rolls like it weighs nothing. And then you can actually, move these little orange things up and down to make the table perfectly level, no matter where you're at. So once your table's perfectly level, and I think there's like a 0.01 maybe difference from the front to the back or something like that, which basically means it's level. You got everything level, and you can just use that table for a reference on everything you want to do. It's an awesome little table. So, all right, bye guys.